Yo, what up, guys? We are live. A little bit of bad news. This was supposed to be a couples podcast. This is Andy from Kill Your Inner Loser, and he's got his lovely girlfriend. And I fully intended to get my girlfriend on, but we fucking broke up earlier today. Fucking hypergamy is real. I caught her, with some rich dude who has more hair than me. So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm still a little butthurt about it, but I think I can. Nah, I'm just fucking with you guys. In case you were wondering, Addie's going to be here in 5-10 minutes. So yeah, so we'll just get started to keep you guys waiting. I didn't want to keep the troll going from too long because I feel like there would be like one or two guys who would like see the first minute of this, exit out, and then they would just have it in their mind like, oh my god, what happened? Uh, but yeah, it's good to have you on, Andy. So do you want to? Sorry, what is your lovely girlfriend's name? I forgot.
Imi.
Imi.
Immy.
Imogen.
Cool.
Imi.
So, Amy, do you want to start with a little introduction about yourself? Tell the guys who you are.
About myself. Oh,
Yeah, put on the spot.
I wasn't ready for that.
Go. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't know. Andy and I have been together for almost 5 years. We met on Tinder. I work with him on his coaching as part of the Kill Your Inner Loser brand. I'm an artist. I paint and I draw. I just started jiu-jitsu. I used to be a cheerleader and a volleyballer. Yeah, that's me, I guess.
Tell the audience about how you guys first met. What was your first date like?
Oh, I wouldn't call it a date.
Okay, how about I tell the story because it's fucking.
Andy loves to
lit.
tell
Okay,
this story in the most unflattering way possible.
We met on Tinder, and I used my BDSM, line that I've talked about. I basically said, "Do you want to meet up? Do you want to try some BDSM? Yes or no?" She was keen for that. We meet up, and she gets completely fucking lost. And she's like 15.
You gave bad directions.
She's like 15 minutes late. And at that point, I'm like, right, I'm going to fucking bounce. Like, this woman's not showing up. She shows up, she grabs me, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can do this. Like, please don't be a serial killer. Like,
to be fair, I was 18, and this was like my first foray into online dating. Sure. And I was very new to it all, and I was very, very nervous. And
you were 14? Holy shit.
18.
Jesus Christ, don't clip that. Fucking hell, man. So people are going to clip this and say this guy fucked a 14-year-old and this other guy, Alex, lost his girlfriend because hypergamy is real. This is already going off the track.
Huh. Okay, so it was your first time. Did you meet in public or did you meet at his place?
In public.
Okay.
Yeah, public, and then we walked back to my place. Yeah.
Cool. How long was it?
And that's something Sorry, say?
I was going to say, how long was it before you guys went back to your place?
5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, no, the intention was we're meeting on a casual basis.
Yeah, I'm pretty upfront with the BDSM stuff. So it's like, we're going to meet for BDSM. This is what I'm into. Are you into this? Do you want to try it? We'll meet in public. Sometimes, or at the point now, because she and I meet girls together right now. So we're still doing the same stuff. We're just doing it together. We'll meet girls for threesomes and BDSM. Now we will meet and we'll go to a bar and we'll chat and we'll get to know them and stuff. Yeah. But back then, 5 years ago, I was just looking to get laid as quickly as possible. So it was like, do you want to meet? Do you want to go back to mine? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys go back to your place, you hook up. How did you guys start seeing each other?
Really slowly. Like, I'm a big advocate of letting things build naturally and organically and not, like, a lot of guys will come, I think some of your audience do the same thing, man, where, like, they're very desperate for a relationship, which, fine, like, I understand that. But it's almost like they're just trying to get into a relationship with anyone rather than a girl that they actually like, and they almost rush into it too quickly. So I'm a big advocate of at least, like, making sure that you like the person, you know what I mean? Going on some dates, having sex, getting to know each other, all that sort of stuff, and not locking her down within the first week of meeting her. So we kind of built things pretty casually. We dated pretty casually.
Yeah, and when we first started, we were both very firm about the fact that we didn't want a relationship. Like, I swear we were saying that for the first 6 months or so, that we were seeing each other. It was just casual, and we were both very, very firm on, like, no relationship. I was adamant for the first, 3 or so months that I refused to catch feelings. So, yeah, I was 18 and had some interesting opinions about things.
Yeah, so it built pretty casually. And then at some point it was just like, hey, I think we're ready to build something together. We had spent a lot of time, like, improving ourselves and improving each other. I'm very into self-improvement, so is she. And at some point it was just like, yo, should we build something? Should we, like, take this to the next level? I think that was after maybe, 9 months.
Yeah, and it has been. It probably wasn't until a couple of years in that things were like a lot more established. Like it took
Yeah.
a while to get to where we are. It's been
Yeah.
changing a lot over the last 4 and a bit years.
So what is the nature of your relationship right now? Like, what is it like a one-way open relationship? Is it like what's the dynamic?
Yeah. Yeah. So one way open relationship. So we date girls together. But even when you say that, like when people say one way open relationship, that usually means the guy's off going and sleeping with other girls. But we only sleep with girls together.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it's like a couple dating other girls.
Yeah, and that's
Oh.
probably been a change over the last year and a half, almost 2 years. Whereas
Yeah.
for a while it was Andy was seeing other girls as well, and we would sometimes see them together. But now
Yeah.
it's just us seeing them together.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen?
It was like,
I think it's when we moved.
yeah, I think it was when we moved, but I was already sort of coming to that because I would sleep with girls without her. And then at some point I was just like, it's way more fun if she's here. And it feels like there's something missing. And she felt the same. And then at some point it was just like, should we just do this as a couple? Because what we were doing back then is I was going and finding other girls and I was sleeping with them once and then saying, do you want to hook up with my girlfriend as well? And at some point it was like, wait, why am I doing that first step? Because some of the girls say, no, I don't want a threesome. I'm not into your girl. And then I'm like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
don't really want to see you if it's not going to be together. Because it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it almost happened organically that if they
Yeah.
said that they didn't want to see me as well, you were then less interested in them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it worked out. And then we moved into state together.
Yeah.
And because we were living together, that's kind of then when it just happened that we only ended up seeing other
Yeah.
girls together.
Oh, you guys live together. Okay, that makes sense. Had
We don't now, but we did for a while, like when we first
Oh.
moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
what made you guys like not live together anymore?
I love independence, man. Like, and we're both very productive. Like, we want to be productive people. And I just find when we live together, it's like you have that temptation to just sit there and cuddle, and that stuff feels fucking wonderful. But we've both just found that we're more productive when we live separately. And we live ridiculously close to each other, like literally like 5 minutes walk from each other. But yeah, I like having my own space to meditate and to do work and all that kind of stuff. Ideally, I think what I would eventually want is like maybe you live in the same house, but it's a big ass house, and like one of you can be working in one end of the house and the other one lives in the other. Something like that would be fucking cool. Because what do you and your girl do?
We live separately. We've never lived together.
Okay.
She's like a 15-minute drive from where I live.
Do you think you guys ever will live together? Or do you like that independence?
No, probably not. Yeah, I like the independence.
Yeah. Like, do you just find you're just not productive? Like,
No, I find that I think that if we are forced to be in the same apartment, it's just gonna annoy both of us. So I think like the quickest way for me to torpedo our relationship is for us to move in together, and then after 2 weeks we're gonna be like, oh Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, I think like I'm kind of like that. I don't like. I've never really lived with a girl. I don't like doing that shit.
do you live with like dudes? Like, are you the same? Like, you just want your own space, or is it different when it's dudes?
Nah, bro,
Like a
I'm all
house
about.
share.
I like the dudes, man. It's all about the dudes. No, I have a male roommate.
Okay.
But it's different because me and him aren't banging each other and we're not cuddling, so it's like a totally
Yeah.
different dynamic. Like we will typically we live, our place is pretty big. Sometimes we'll go the whole day without even like seeing each other. He'll be in his room, I'll be in my room.
Yeah.
And like maybe we'll like touch base in the evening or something. But yeah, I like having roommates. Kind of what my dream is. I think that when I become like super uber duper millionaire, I'll buy like just a massive mansion and just have all my friends live there for free. So I've always liked living with friends, kind of like entourage style.
Yeah, I've got
a
a
lot
bunch of mates that do that. Like, they'll all sort of live together and they push each other and like they work on business and shit together.
Yeah. Kind of want to do like the entourage thing at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I was going to ask you is, I had a question and it totally slipped my mind. So you guys started dating. Oh, okay. Here's the question. So do you guys just hook up with girls together, or do you actually date girls?
Both, honestly. Like, at this point, I'd say we're not looking for just more sex because we've done that like more than enough times. And so, I mean, you can't know if someone's going to keep dating you for long enough, right? Like, you can't fucking predict the future. But we do make it pretty clear to chicks that we date. It's like, yo, we want something a little bit more ongoing. Because a lot of girls, when you're a couple and you're looking for threesomes, a lot of girls assume that you just want a one-night stand with them.
Like most girls assume that, yeah. And a lot of
Yeah.
girls have said that to us.
Yeah, they think you just want a one-night stand. So we make it pretty clear, like, yeah, no, we want something ongoing. And if they want a one night stand, like that's a no go for us. We're just like, nah, we've had enough of that at this point.
But does it ever get weird, like if you guys are dating another girl? Because that's like, I feel like having sex with a girl, that's like, it's pretty easy to like, keep the boundaries, right? But like, if you're like dating another girl, I feel like that could get messy. Like, have you ever had anything like that?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. Are you serious? Like, so it's probably taken us, I don't know, maybe 3 years to get to a point where we like talked through all the jealousy and the insecurity, and it wasn't really jealousy we figured out. It took us probably
it's just insecurity.
Yeah, it's insecurity. Like, there isn't, how can I phrase this? It's not so much about like jealousy, it's more insecurity about yourself. So it's like, and maybe I'm speaking for you here, maybe you should jump in, but it wasn't so much that she was jealous of the other girl, it's more that you're insecure about yourself. Like, am I doing a good enough job? Am I pretty enough? Are my tits good enough? Am I good at pleasing? So.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, it's all like, I don't like maybe saying self-absorbed, but it is about like, I'm worried that I'm not pretty enough, and I'm worried that Andy won't like me as much, and I'm worried that her tits are bigger. Like it's got to do with like, I feel like I'm not good enough, and I feel like as we've spent more time together and worked through a lot of stuff, and it's been abundantly clear that like Andy's not going anywhere, it's been so much easier for me to just enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah, but we had to do a lot of internal work. Like, and the reason that I'm bringing up insecurity and talking about the difference between that and jealousy is like, if you say, oh, I'm jealous, like if she says I'm jealous of the other girl, your first thought, and this is what a lot of people do in like threesomes and shit and open relationships, your first thought is like, oh, it must be because that girl's too pretty or too hot or something, so we just won't see her. And so you go see another girl, and then the jealousy comes up again. You go, oh, well, maybe something about her triggered me as well, so we just won't see that girl. And after a while, when you've cut off enough girls, you go, fuck me, this isn't about all the other girls, this is about me. This is about like me thinking I'm not enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not hot enough. And so, yeah, we spent probably years, man, working through that. And, the whole time I did say, how many times did I say, like, if you're not happy, like, we don't have to keep doing this. And we just would check in every, couple of weeks and say, are you happy? And she'd say, yes, but I have this insecurity. And we just work through it, man. Like, at the end of the day, it was just figuring it out. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah, and for some context, this is my very first relationship. Yeah. Like, I'd never dated prior to this. So it was a lot, and it was a lot of figuring out. And I guess because it started off casual and you were seeing whoever, and it started off where I was seeing whoever for a couple of months as well. It was, there was a lot that was involved in understanding what commitment meant, I guess, or what being in a relationship meant. And obviously, because there were other girls at the start, there wasn't necessarily a loyalty. It was like, I like you, but I'm not committing. Like, it's obviously like not like the commitment that's associated with like monogamy.
Can I ask you a very personal question?
Yeah,
go for it.
Yeah.
Were you? You said it was your first relationship. Does that mean you were a virgin when you met Andy, or?
No. So I'd had like I think maybe you were like the third or fourth person I'd been with. So I was pretty inexperienced at the time, but this is like my first like emotional thing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool. And what's the age gap between you guys?
12 years.
12 years.
12 or 13, depending on what time of the year
13,
it is. Yeah.
Andy, I'm assuming you were a virgin, right, when you met her, right?
Yeah. I was straight up a virgin. Yeah. You're talking about anal virgin, right?
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So let's get into this. This is, I think, the question. This has been kind of like the foreplay. Now let's get into the juicy stuff.
Do it.
How do you guys meet girls? Like, just explain to me all the ways that you source girls. Hold no detail back.
Source girls, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. On her Tinder / Hinge, like online dating, she has her own one set up.
Yep.
And she looks for, bisexual or sometimes lesbian girls. We slept with a lesbian virgin once. That was fun.
I'm constantly surprised at the number of girls who will say in their profile like lesbian or like gay. And I assume that means like I'm not into men, but a lot of them are like, no, I'm just like, I kind of didn't, I just didn't want men's attention. Because I think it's just they want to kind of screen out guys, but they're not necessarily like hardcore gay.
Yeah. So
now, when you say you use your profile, is it a couple's profile, Andy's in it, or is just solely you in that profile?
I think like there's like 8 or 9 photos on Tinder, and maybe the last photo will have Andy in it. But for the most part, it's me, and I'll mention in the bio, plus like there'll be like one photo of Andy. But it's not like, because I feel like we see a lot of those like couples photos where every single one is like them together, like holding hands, and it's very much, it's like, it's me and also Andy.
Yeah, basically,
Andy
if you're going to
exists.
do this, we would really recommend that you not do like if you're going to do a couples photo, don't make it, sorry, a couples profile, don't make it like super couplesy, you know what I mean? Like don't have photos of you at the sunset, like holding hands and, you know, snuggling each other. We see so many couples profiles like that. And all the chicks that we've spoken to about that, they go like, that's just so off-putting because you look like this in love, lovey-dovey couple. And then what I'm supposed to like just be caught in the middle. And so, yeah, her profile is mostly her with one picture of me at the end. And then my profile is the same. It's all pictures of me with one or two of her. And then as for the messaging, we
let's
basically...
stick on the profiles a little bit first.
Go.
So which of the profiles does better?
Hers.
Mine.
Hers, like orders of magnitude, sure. Bro. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, dude.
Like
yeah.
way better.
That's
but
so...
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's very interesting because I would actually expect it to be the other way. But because I would think that, okay, here's kind of like my logic is that, you know, as the girl, you know, if you're looking for other girls, like those girls are more like, you know, like more like serious about being lesbians versus if it's like as a guy, like there's probably a lot of bi girls that see that. But you're saying it's the other way, which is interesting.
Yeah, no, dude.
A girl looking for a girl is better than, and having like one photo of your boyfriend is better than a guy looking for a girl and going for the threesome. That's interesting.
Yeah. And I've always thought that maybe it's got something to do with the fact that, I mean, I even have this experience with like as a girl, I think like majority of girls, like I'm into majority of girls. Like I think most of them are pretty, there's very few girls that I see where I'm like, I maybe wouldn't sleep with her. Whereas I think women have more of a tendency to be a lot fussier with guys.
Yeah, girls have no standards when it comes to other girls is the best way I could say it.
I wouldn't say no standards, but, and so I think you get a lot more matches because a lot of girls are like, oh, she's pretty, like, yeah. Whereas I think because I guess women are so like inundated with like options for guys, you can easily say like, no. But there's almost this sense of like, it's mean if I swipe no on another girl because...
Yeah, girls feel bad for swiping no on another girl, bro. That's why you get so many matches. And they feel bad for turning other girls down, so they'll basically just say yes to, like, essentially anyone. Whereas for guys, yeah, they're going to be way more fussy with you because you don't have a mansion or you don't look good enough or you're not, like, the biggest dick she's seen, etc.
Right.
But to be fair...
Go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Oh, and I was going to say, with girls, though, we do find that, like, they do seem a lot less serious. Like, the amount of matches you'll get versus, like, which then converts to numbers and then to actually meeting... It's quite a low number, whereas I think you've even said, like, when you're meeting girls on your own, if you're getting a match, it's a lot more likely they'll meet you, whereas I'm not sure what the number would be, but, like, maybe 1 in 50 matches actually ends up in being a date with the girl. Yeah. Like, me finding the girls.
Mm-hmm. So if that didn't make sense, her profile, she'll get, like, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 20 times the matches I do, but the conversion is so much lower, Like, but we still end up meeting more girls through hers.
That's interesting. What does your bio say?
Yours or mine? Hers or mine?
Yeah, yours.
Me? Mine says, in an open relationship, we're both good at BDSM and we're both very good at teaching. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'll take care of the rest.
And I think mine says exactly the same.
Hers says basically the same with the genders flipped, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're keeping like short and simple, basically.
Yeah, man. Yeah. After long enough doing this, the biggest thing we found is like, because at the start we were too afraid to be that direct or that like blunt about what we wanted, because you know we're afraid of like scaring girls off, or you know, what if they get intimidated, or what if we're too crass and all that. And you do end up meeting more girls if you're less crass and less blunt, obviously. But we found that a ton would meet us and then just they didn't want to come back, because we hadn't been like upfront enough. So at some point we just said like, fuck it, let's just say exactly what we want in the bio, and any girls that match with us at that point, it's like, yeah, we know exactly where this is going. So that was a point that we had to get to with experience. Like, we were not that confident at the start. We were way too terrified to put in the bio like, hey, we want BDSM, you know, we're in do you want to have a threesome? That was too fucking intimidating at the start. But
well, my fear is actually getting kicked off Tinder, because I've had so many Tinder profiles taken down. It's like every time I have a Tinder profile, it's like my baby. I'm like babying it. I'm like, please, like, woo-hoo-hoo. Like, I'm so worried it's gonna get taken down. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I'm
you say that, man, but at this point we've had so many Tinder profiles deleted and we've just remade new ones that we don't care anymore. But you are right, like you do get deleted more often, yeah.
Well, just okay, Natty, just jump on when you get here. I mean, so you're gonna do it from the Uber. I feel like that's gonna be kind of bizarre.
It's okay. I mean, I think it's worse than, because I don't know when I'm gonna get.
We can also literally barely see you. Kind of look like you look like a haunted ghost.
Let me just take my cam away. I don't know when I'm gonna get there
What? Why is it taking so long?
because she took the wrong way,
There's like
and
only
it's
one way
like
to go from my house to yours.
no, she took Biscayne, so
Okay.
so I'm stuck in traffic. So I don't know when I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
So I
Well,
don't know if we could like
what's the
stay mute or.
What's the ETA?
It says 6 minutes, but it's been saying 6 minutes for 20.
Yeah, just jump on when you get here. That's
Okay.
fine. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Kicking her off.
We forgive you. Everyone in the comments, give that Uber driver 1 star.
If you
I don't
can.
know how to take the wrong way. Like it's literally a straight shot from my house to her house. You have to be a complete dumb fuck to go the wrong way. But anyway, what I was saying is we're talking about the bio. We covered that. Oh yeah, so we were talking about Tinder profiles getting taken down. So how far do you push it without getting your profile taken down? Because like, what I would love to do is put like some BDSM sex toys in as one of the photos. But I found in the past that would get me my profile taken down.
Yeah, if you put toys, we find that gets taken down. We have put like ropes and stuff like that, but you have to be like artsy with it. You know what I mean? Like you do like a black and white photo of a close up of like ropes around like Imogen's wrists or something. You have to get really artsy with it. And even then, like half the time, those photos will get deleted after a month or two because I think it goes off who's reported you. And so if enough like angry chicks see that and go, oh my god, like BDSM is evil, they'll just report you. So it's almost inevitable. The way we think of it is it's like inevitable that our accounts are going to get deleted, and we just factor that in. Like every 3 months, we'll just have to make a new account.
Yeah, that's just kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you use what? Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Those 3. Do you use like FetLife or Field or any of those?
Yeah, but like, man, we've never had luck on FetLife, honestly. Like, even with really good fucking photos, like we have proper like BDSM artsy, like, because I'm a photographer, we'll take like amazing photos and shit. And we'll get a ton of girls that say like, sure, I'd love to meet you. But I think we've had like 100 girls at this point. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Like 50 chicks say, sure, I'd love to meet you. Here's my number. Friday, 6 p.m. Let's grab a coffee. And then they just don't. I don't know. It seems, at least for us, to be a platform where girls will say that they're serious, but they're like hesitant compared to Tinder and Hinge and Bumble.
Yeah, I think because there's like a sense of like it being mainstream with like dating apps, like that's pretty normal. Whereas I think because FetLife feels like a bit more of an underground thing, I could see it being more intimidating meeting people in person.
I would actually expect it to be the other way because you would think that like with Tinder, it's like a lot of girls who are window shopping versus like FetLife takes commitment. Like that's a girl who's legitimately interested in this kind of shit. It's more of a commitment to do that, so you would think that if someone's more committed. Well, that's interesting that you had that experience. Let's get into the messaging. So we covered the photos, the bio. What is the texting like when you match with one of these lovely ladies?
So I think I can get it up on. I don't think I'll be able to send it to you, but I got it here on the screen. So the first message.
You can just share your screen. Actually, just go into present.
Okay, hang on. Let me actually get the image.
Okay.
Might take me a couple minutes, but the first message that we send is, "Hey, you're cute," or "Hey, you're sexy. I'm Immy. I'm looking for something very specific on here." ... And then, if they bite and they say, "Okay, like, what are you actually looking for?" Then the next message, let me get it on screen, because that's going to be easier than me reading it out. Okay, so I can just present, can't I?
Yeah.
Share screen, window. Done. Okay, tell me if this works. Tell me if you can read that.
Yeah, there we go. It's on the screen now.
So that's we have like 2 formats. We have one that's like this long, and we have a much, much shorter one that's basically just like, do you want to try BDSM and
have
domination
and
have a threesome? This is our long one, because right now we're screening for girls that are willing to shoot photos and videos with us as well, because that's something we're exploring. So this is like the longer version of that.
So is this like you guys are doing an OnlyFans, or what are you guys doing?
We're playing around with stuff like that, yeah. So we're mostly shooting photos and videos for chicks OnlyFans, and then I use some of them on my website, my blog.
Okay.
So in there, when I say, you can see in the template, I've got like, for their spicy content in quotes, because bro, if I write for OnlyFans,
immediately
you just
like
immediately
banned.
get fucking banned.
If
If you use the word OnlyFans or anything like that, you just immediately get banned. So that's what that means, spicy content. But
Right. Yeah, I gotcha. What's the shorter form message?
The shorter form is basically, my man and I, his name is Andy, enjoying playing with girls, particularly teaching them BDSM. Have you had a threesome / BDSM experience before? Is that something you want to explore?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically just like a super short version of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you go really direct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At the start, like I said, we were not direct, man. We were so indirect. It was just like,
Especially when I first started, I would spend a really long time like having conversations with girls. But it got to the point where it was just super frustrating. And I think because, as we mentioned before, like so many girls are flaking, I got really sick of it. And I'm someone who I don't like dating apps. I don't like texting. I just want to get to the part where we're meeting them.
yeah.
And so if things like, even if it screens out most of the people, I would much prefer things be like short and sharp and snappy and efficient. So it means that I can like sustainably keep doing it and keep messaging without getting resentful of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always funny when a girl has to like experience it from the guy's perspective and do like pickup.
Dude,
They get so fast because they're so not used to like the pain in the ass. Because for a girl, if you're meeting a guy, it's just like, hey, 7 p.m. I'm gonna be here, come, and then 20 dudes show up, right? But when you flip it, it's just like, yeah,
No,
it's
pain
always
in the
funny.
ass.
Me and
yeah,
Natty
bro,
went
can
out-
we please talk about that, dude? Like, sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
cut you off, but like, I want to talk about that. Finish what you were saying. I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, me and Natty went out to do cold approach last weekend for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And she was
Yeah.
getting so frustrated by the fact that there were some girls who were rejecting us, and she's just never been rejected, so she really did not like that. She was like, "This
Bro.
fucking sucks. I don't know why you guys do this. This fucking blows."
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, because they take it so personally. Imogen took it so
Yeah.
personally when she first started. She's like, oh my God, am I ugly? Did I do something wrong? And it's like, no, this is like being a guy. Are you kidding me? And it's like, but this one girl said no to me. And you're like, oh my God, sweetheart. One girl said no to you? Like, wait till you get 700 in a row saying no to you. Like, welcome to being a guy. If anything, I think it was like really nice for you to like, not that you weren't empathetic before, but I think most girls just haven't ever thought what it's like to be a dude. And then the second they get to experience that, they're like, oh my God, do you guys get rejected this much all the time? And you're like, yeah. And then it's sort of like this empathetic moment of like, holy fuck, is every man getting rejected this much? Yes. I mean, maybe not celebrities and hot dudes, like disgustingly hot dudes and shit, but you get the point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can talk about some more. So, what's kind of been your experience with that, in addition to what you said?
Well, I think like, so even Andy has always said like he's totally fine with me seeing other girls if I want to, like on my own. And I tried it a few times and I really, really didn't like it. And not that I didn't like if we could just fast forward to the part where I'm like actually on a date or sleeping with a girl, like great. But I think it's the fact that like I have to be the one to make the moves and like I have to be the one that like invites her back and goes for the kiss and like organizes what time and where to meet and like has to make all of the moves. It takes all of the fun out of it. And I think honestly part of like what I did like about meeting guys is that things like just happen and I don't have to like I almost feel bad saying it because like I guess now that I've got a bit more of an understanding of like what the male online dating experience is like, it's like, yeah, I'm not sorry, but like things are the way that they are. But yeah, I certainly have more of an understanding for it. And I think just given the choice, I don't enjoy it. So even if that means that like I don't see girls on my own, like so be it. Like it's just not fun.
Yeah, because she went on a date with this one chick in particular that I can think of. Like just the two of them, right? Like I wasn't there. It was the two of them. And she was with this chick and, you guys had gone on a date or whatever and you took this girl back to your place and you said you were sitting on the couch. Like you guys had hung out at your place for like an hour or something.
Yeah.
A couple of hours. And at some point something just clicked in your head and you were like, we are never going to kiss unless I do it. I have to force it, don't I? Is this what guys have to do? And it's like, yeah. Like,
yeah, and like
that's being a guy. It's like you have to do it or you don't get laid.
it even happens when like Andy and I will take a girl back and Andy specifically says to me when he would let me, he's like, I want you to kiss the girl first and initiate. And I'm like, I'll do it. But I'm always like, okay. I'd prefer not to. It's just easier when somebody else like takes the lead and initiates. And I guess that's the
girls are left to their own devices. They will just chit chat forever. There's going to be no moving things forward. It's just going to be endless
Right.
chit chat for hours and hours.
Do you know about the thing?
Curse. Oh my God, this is Gucci. Oh.
You're not even joking. Yes. Bro, do you know what lesbian dead bedroom is?
I mean, I've never heard that term before, but I can figure it out based on,
There's a Wikipedia article on it.
Yeah.
Lesbian bed death. And Let's see if I can find you the actual statistics. Like the actual percentage. Where is it? 47% of lesbians in long-term relationships had sex less than once a month. And amongst married couples, what would that be? 85% of them don't have sex more than once a week. Have sex less than once a week. 85% of like married lesbian couples.
Yeah,
Because they're both just like, no one's going to make the move.
well, I think it more has to do also. Well, yeah, probably that, but also like with like it's like a lesbian, you know, like no one's getting fucked. I feel like for a girl, after a while, even if she's mainly into girls, that just gets like kind of like disappointing. You know, it's just like, oh, let's just scissor again, yeah. You know, it's
Bro, all the feminists are going to hate us for this
episode,
conversation.
but it's you know, definitely it's kind of like, oh, let's just scissor, yay. You know,
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that kind of gets less exciting for the girls.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my theory to convert lesbians.
It's all kind of foreplay, right?
The what?
It's all foreplay.
Yeah, basically, it's just like an extended foreplay that never ends. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so what's the? I actually had one topic I wanted to bring up. I'm gonna wait until Maddie gets here because I think she's gonna get kicked out of this one. Let's do a little Q&A because there's a bunch of questions here. Okay. Someone said Andy's a straight up Chad.
That's not a question.
I know.
You got to put a question mark at the end of it. Idiot.
And then we can debate.
People are asking what's your background.
As in like nationality?
Yeah, but your girlfriend's.
Mine.
Yeah.
I'm actually half Chinese Malaysian. So
Yeah, I had a
my dad's Chinese, and
I
my
had a feeling
mum.
Yeah.
Oh really? Most people can't pick it, and then I'm quarter Dutch as well. So my mum's like white English Australian, and then my grandmother's from Holland. So bit of a mix.
Oh, cool. How tall are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Tall. I don't do feet. I think I'm 5'7".
You can give me in centimeters. I can translate.
It's 170 centimeters.
Okay.
I think it's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah. Gotcha.
Human calculator over here.
All right, let's see what other questions we have.
How come no one gives a fuck what my nationality
You're
is?
white. You're ginger.
Yeah,
What do you think?
yours is obvious. You're like Irish or something, or British.
Hey, how the fuck did you know that? Did I tell you that?
No,
Because you're
the red
ginger.
hair. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What else do we have? Have you tried? My boyfriend likes to watch. Okay. This is kind of. Okay, here's a question. Why was GLL website taken down?
Okay, so I'm not in touch with Chris, who's the dude that like runs the website. I'll make that clear. But from what I understand, it's just that he's moving on to other shit now. So he's married, he's got a kid, and I think he's moving on to more business shit. I think he's going to start another website, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's my understanding.
Oh, did you used to work with Chris?
No, but I was like a moderator on his forums, and he's the dude that I learned probably the most from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like with cold approach and shit like that.
My chat has been relentlessly for years asking me to get him on for a podcast. I've tried reaching out to that guy, but he doesn't even fucking have an
radio
email
silent.
address. I don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't even find an email address for him. He's like fucking living off the web or whatever. Like can't find an email address for him. I even like fucking emailed him on his like Kratom company, like, yo, bro, I love Kratom. If you want, we can just talk Kratom. No response.
Yeah. He's been like underground for years, man. He hasn't written an article in like 7 or 8 years at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
This is more like a question that I have. Sorry if I'm like interrupting the things, but Alex, with you, do you find that a lot of people that you reach out to collaborate with, like that most people will respond and want to, or do you find that it's pretty like
it's like cold approach. Most of the time, it's rejection, right? Or
Yeah, me too, bro. Yeah.
I have obviously the one thing I have noticed is typically if I have more cloud than them, the response rate is like pretty decent. If they have the same amount of cloud as me, it's like more 50-50. If they have more cloud with me, it's kind of like a shot in the dark. But there are definitely some YouTubers out here like Destiny. That's what I like about Destiny. Like, you know, he has like way more cloud, but he'll just collab all the time. He doesn't give a shit. He's down to have a combo. So, but there are like some people on YouTube in this thing who are just like, I literally have one dude. I reached out to him, and it wasn't even that much of a difference. He had maybe like 40-50% more subs than me, and I sent him an email, like very nice email, asking him to like come on a podcast. And then instead of responding to me on a live stream, he put up my email, and he was like, "Yeah, like why would I collab with him? He has like not as many
Aw.
subs as me, so we'll be in it for me." I'm like, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me with that shit.
That kind of reeks of a little bit of insecurity, hey?
Bonus points in the chat if you guys can guess who it is. It's not probably who most of you guys are thinking of, but it is someone who's pretty well known.
Beyonce.
I wish. How much of a disadvantage are you in if you're fat and getting girls? I'll let you guys answer first.
I would say it definitely helps to be leaner, but it's not like you're completely, like, you're not going to get any girls. But more to the point, like, if you're chubby, just, like, hit the gym. And that's not me just going like, oh, bro, just lose weight. But, bro, just lose weight. Like, and that can take time. Like, you know, it took me probably a year to lose. I lost, like, 77 pounds myself. And I'm telling you, losing weight absolutely fucking helps. But please don't use that as an excuse, dude. Like, don't sit there and go, I'm chubby, so I shouldn't try.
Don't delay trying. Because to be fair,
Yeah.
you ended up seeing a lot of girls while you were overweight.
Yeah. I still got laid. You just have to be okay with, like, some of them being a little chubby themselves. Like, and that's not about, like, lowering your standards. It's just fucking be open to some chubby chicks, you know what I mean? You're a chubby dude, bang some chubby chicks, you'll be fine.
PWF does not endorse banging chubby chicks. People are saying
Don't you?
it was not Sneeko, guys. It was O'Shea Duke Jackson. It was about a year ago. Yeah, I lost massive respect for him when he did that video. Okay, what else do we have? Give you graphics on message tray for coaching, bro. Alex, can I make you new graphics and thumbnails and tray for coaching, bro? Potentially. Shoot me an email. We can talk about it. How tall is Andy?
6'1". And don't you fucking use that as an excuse not to do what
Be
I've
like,
done.
It's easy for you because you're tall.
It's easy for you because you're a ginger. Gingers have an unfair advantage. According
It's easy for me because I'm bald. Bro, do you know how many, like, the same people, and this guy isn't doing that, like, you know, but the same people who say, like, oh, you're tall, so it's easy for you. I will get so many comments saying, like, oh, but I'm bald, so I can't get laid. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Look, I'm bald, you fucking retard. So, you know, I don't know if this guy's doing that.
Personally, I wouldn't know anything about that. I have a full head of hair. You know, I've never.
You got a beautiful fucking hair. No,
Yeah,
you joke, bro, but I would kill for your hair.
Yeah,
I would murder for your hair.
You know, I personally, you know, I empathize, but I can't relate to losing hair. You know, as a man, that's just
Definitely not.
not something I will ever experience in my life. Why are PWA girls full of scammers with no game? That's an interesting question. What's your theory on this, Andy?
Is it true? Are there POA gurus that are scammers? I mean, I guess so. I don't know that I'd say full of. That's just not my experience. My experience is there's people like fucking Alex here. There's people that actually give a shit. I mean, sure, they're scammers, but I wouldn't say
We're
full
part
of.
of the minority, Andy. It's like 90% scammers.
You reckon?
Yeah, I'll definitely do.
Well, I don't know why. Because they want to make money? There you go. That's the answer to
I
your
think
question.
we all want to make money, really.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Money. Yeah. That's the answer. It's the same reason why 90% of the fitness industry is also full of scammers, right? The pickup industry or dating industry is no different than a lot of other industries than the, you know, like entrepreneurship industry, or like whatever marketing industry or fitness industry. It's no different at all. There's a whole bunch of people, you know, like in the fitness industry, you have a whole bunch of people saying, I took the supplement and I got the six pack. In reality,
Yeah,
they're
bro.
dropping
Yeah.
steroids through the ass, you know, like an insane amount of steroids, right? So yeah, like, you know, you see that everywhere.
Yeah. I think that's why you just got to try each person's advice and see what works. Like, try Alex's advice, try my advice, see what works. And if you find something that works, cool, that person's probably not a scammer.
Yeah, well, I think you and I pretty much agree on like 95% of shit.
Yeah, except the fat chicks thing.
Oh, wait, were you serious about that?
Somewhat. No, bro, seriously, if this guy's like super chubby and he's like, I can't get anyone, yeah, I advocate for like going and having sex with a couple of chubby chicks. Why not?
Okay.
It's better than being alone.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I was first getting into game when I was 18, 19, when I was like bummed out, I hooked up with a few chubby chicks for sure. You know, I did that. But nowadays, there's no way I could even get hard. But, you know, before I was kind of like as picky. Andy, are you jacked?
Not really. I mean, I could take my jacket off if you give a fuck. Not really, no. So my body is definitely something I'm working on. I've had a hell of a lot of like limiting beliefs with my body for sure. That's probably the last like pillar of my self-improvement that I'm handling. So no, I don't think I'm jacked. I don't know how much I weigh, 80 kilograms, but I'm quite chubby. maybe like
Pop the shirt off right now. Let's see for us.
I mean, I can, but there's no abs. You're just gonna see flabs. I'll show off my fucking biceps.
No, you're good, dude. No worries.
No, you asked.
Well, I wasn't really asking.
Ah!
I can
Sorry,
flex, but
yeah.
there's like not much there.
Okay. Yeah. You know.
There you go, guys.
Are you on TRT, Andy?
Made me cold.
No, but I will
Have
be
you-
at one point.
Have you? Oh yeah, you will be on point. Yeah, I got on TRT 4 years ago. I think it's good stuff.
Yeah, TRT or like extra TRT.
No, just like therapeutic. Like I don't blast. I take like I tried that, but what I found is when I go above like the therapeutic dose, I have all these side effects like acne and like mood swings. So yeah, no, I keep it. Yeah. I personally I don't like doing that because the side effects aren't worth it for me. Oh, there she is.
She's here.
Tilt your thing down so we can see the boobies.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Tilt it down a little more.
Babe, no, don't be a creep.
No, just a little bit. There we go. Well, now it's too. Now we're just staring at your
So
face.
creepy. Like, it's so creepy.
Close the door because we're having feedback.
I closed my door. I think I should go with you. I'm gonna go with you.
You want to sit next to me? Do you think you're ready for that?
That's a big step. That's moving too fast, bro.
She thinks she's going to sit next to me. I don't know about that. Can you ask?
How long have
Andy?
you guys been together? Oh, sorry,
Uh,
I keep interrupting.
No, you're good. It's this is not like a interrogation. You can ask questions too. We've known each other for 3 years. We've been dating for a year and a half.
Okay.
There's actually a lot of similarities between your story and our story. We met on Bumble, so totally radically different than Tinder. How are we gonna do this? Wait, you go over here. You're small. You will fit. All right.
Power dog.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's kind of hard to
Don't
do.
be sorry. Blame the Uber driver. Why are you sorry?
Why don't you just like kind of?
Why don't you just like?
Let's just
There, I'll be in the.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like we're both kind of like not really in the screen. Okay, can you ask Andy what he thinks about Andrew Tate and Sneeko being banned?
Okay, so like I'm gonna stall right now for a little bit while I look up who Sneeko is.
Just comment on Andrew Tate. Sneeko's like a Walmart Andrew Tate, basically.
What do I think? I don't really have an opinion either way, honestly, and that's not me just dodging the question because it's controversial. I really don't give a fuck. I think that Andrew Tate probably wants to be banned. I feel like that's very much playing into his character as like the combative, it's me versus the powers that be. So I think if anything, it's exactly what he wanted, and I think he's a marketing expert. I'd say that. That's me avoiding the fucking question, but honestly, I don't really give a fuck about like Andrew Tate. Like, I think it's good that he's trying to help people. There you go. I'll say that. I think that anyone that gets vilified by that many people in the mainstream, I'm usually somewhat sympathetic to. Yeah, I know that's a weak source answer, but I honestly didn't follow Andrew Tate until like a couple of my people were like, "Yo, did you know about Andrew Tate?" And I'm like, I don't know anything about who that is.
Yeah, he was all over the place. I definitely don't think he wanted to be banned though. I talked to him privately, like after the whole thing, and yeah, he's not happy about being banned. He's contemplating like suing the social media platforms. I don't know if he's going to follow through on that, but yeah, I think he's a little bit of a. No disrespect to Andrew. I like him. He's a little bit of a narcissist, right? And like narcissists typically don't imagine that bad things can happen to them. They're kind of living in their own world. And I just don't think Andrew Tate even thought that was going to happen. And the fact that he didn't just get banned off YouTube or TikTok, he got banned off fucking Airbnb, off Uber, off banking apps. He got banned from every single part of the internet. Like his Gmail got taken down. Everything, dude. Everything just fucking got destroyed. Like he's like a pariah when it comes to like social media, which is, so I feel for him. That sucks.
It is funny that people like. I was going to jump in and say it is funny when people don't like a certain opinion. They're like, "Oh, we got to ban it," and it's like, why don't you just not listen to it? We got to ban him to protect the kids. Why don't you just tell your kids like, "Hey, here's why I think Andrew Tate's wrong. Here's a healthier mindset. If you really believe his mindset is unhealthy," and just it seems like a weird fucking like almost like old like witch hunting, let's burn the books because we disagree with them.
Yeah,
it's like, well, people are still going to find a way to get the books.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Why do beautiful couples not want to prioritize having children? I'm assuming he means we're beautiful couples. We need people with better genes. All right, Andy, why have you not put a baby into this fine woman?
You've had a vasectomy.
I had a vasectomy when I was like 28, so what's that, like 8 years ago? I never wanted kids. Early on, when I was maybe like 14, I knew that I wasn't really ever going to want kids. So I know the question he's saying, like, why do you not because some people just don't want kids, I think.
Do you
What about you guys? Yeah, what were you going to
I
say?
never wanted kids. No.
That's my kid right there.
His family is fresh. It's very funny because his Russian family, it's like the pressure we're getting from them.
Yeah, my
Oh
family.
my god.
Uncle was like, you need to change your tactics. I was like, that's very toxic.
Tactics.
Yeah.
And his
Wait, what do you mean tactics?
He was like, you need
My uncle was, when he was drunk, he was really confused how Natty hasn't been able to trick me into having kids. So he was trying to give her some pointers on how she could like lure me
Trick
into
him.
into having children. He was like, all right, let me explain to you, some old school Russian fucking baby mama tactics. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
it's very like, they're like, do not have children.
Who, my family?
My family, my
Oh.
Hispanic family are like, do not have children.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like, do not have children.
Why?
What, just because kids are work or what?
Like, I don't think they trust me with kids. I don't know. They're like,
Well, I mean,
in your life.
it can't be any worse than your brother,
I know, but like,
A question for the ladies on the stream: what do you think of P-Late tactics your partners teach? Most guys don't need as it seems necessarily manipulative. I'll let you go first.
Well, I would say that a lot of what Andy advocates, because to be fair, like I do a lot of Andy's marketing, I'm all over all of his content. Sometimes I feel like because I'm the one sharing a lot of it, I remember a lot of what you say more than you do because I'm kind of refreshing stuff that you said quite a long time ago. But I think with a lot of what Andy's saying, it's kind of the opposite of like maybe what traditional like pickup artist shit is, because a lot of what Andy's doing is like advocating honesty, being upfront, not playing games, because I think just from personal experience, we're both people that can't be bothered with drama and bullshit and playing games because it's too much.
Bothered with tactics.
It's too much effort.
Too much effort. Yeah.
What do you think of
And-
my tactics?
I love the fact that he's helping men. I don't look down upon him for doing what he does. On the contrary, I think it's something that I respect a lot, and I admire that of him because he's actually making a difference in a lot of these men's lives. Especially since I got to really get to know the male struggle, I think it's something that he's actually helping men. And I don't
Good
think-
answer. You will be fed tonight.
So do you feel like, you getting with Alex and getting to know him deeper, like gave you more empathy towards men?
It definitely did. It definitely did because I always thought that men had it so easy. That men had
Which
all
is
these
funny because men think the opposite about women, hey?
Yes, and that they had all these options, and that they were like, oh, like you're fighting for their attention, etc. And I came to a reality that a lot of men are struggling, and a lot of men have really low self-esteem. Like when this is when the black pill comes into play, and I could learn a lot about like how does the male psychic work, and the insecurity a lot of male have. So it's been eye-opening to me.
So, like, what opinion did you have of guys? Did you see guys as, and this is like generalizing, but did you generally see guys as like, just like a rock and they don't feel anything and they're perfect all the time?
Yeah, my opinion of guys were like, oh, men are kind of like, not that I thought poor of men, but it's like, oh, men are womanizers. Most men are womanizers. Most men are cheaters. Because like I do come from like a very Hispanic culture where that's how it works. But yeah, that was my opinion. Like they didn't have feelings, that they were cold. So I couldn't really understand, and I couldn't really empathize with the male struggle. So that's something that I've learned through Alex a lot, and it's been very eye-opening to me.
Do you see the opposite, like in Alex's audience, I guess, where like you'll see some guys that think, oh, women have no struggles and women are happy and perfect all the time, and like there's a lack of empathy from not lots of guys, but like some guys where it's like they're basically in the position that you say you were in, but like the opposite gender.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Like a lot of men don't, and I think that sometimes Alex doesn't see the woman's struggle. And I think that a lot of men do not see the woman's struggle. You're like, oh, Alex makes a lot of experiments, right? And he's like, oh, look how many, like how this fat girl got, I think, what was it, like 500?
500
500
likes
likes
in 24 hours.
like this very obese fat girl.
Creature.
And for me, for Alex, he's like I get 40 or 50 a month.
No,
So it's
I don't. Whoa. I don't get 40, 50 a month. I get like around 10, 15 a day or something. Not 40, 50 a month.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. I misunderstood. So like a lot of men have this idea that for women it's super easy, that women can just like get laid.
Well, it is very easy for a woman to get laid. It is hard for a woman to find a relationship with a quality guy. But to get laid, it is very easy for a woman. That like
Yeah.
And the whole hypergamy thing, I think that men in the manosphere kind of overblow the whole hypergamy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that like women can't commit. Women are just waiting to like upgrade to the next dude, and it's like,
well, that's not how it works, really.
Natty, the whole chat loved that comment. They're saying, look, John Anthony is watching. JL noted that. John Anthony is watching. Exposed video coming tomorrow. Let's do Natty. What do you think of Andrew Tate?
Oh, I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
No, I'm not a fan. I think
But he's so perfect.
As very polarized.
Loving this.
Comes off as a little bit, I don't know, like
he's so dreamy though.
He comes off to me as a little bit of a misogynist. So I'm not a fan.
Okay. This is a funny question. What are your guest respective lay counts? Feel free for the ladies if you want to get this question. I will allow
the ladies have to go first.
I don't know. I've probably slept with 5 guys, including you. And then how many girls have we slept with together? 50 high, 30 to 50. I don't know.
Probably.
So,
girls together.
Yeah. John is going to put you in his little chart.
What?
That's
does she rank highly or lowly?
No, that's pretty good, I guess, for that's a lot of girls. I mean, you've slept with more girls than like the vast majority of men, so that's something.
You say sleep. Remember what we said before. It's just foreplay, though, dude. It's not actually sleeping.
Yeah, but
women can't have sex. It's just foreplay.
Do you want to reveal your lay count?
No.
Well, why? It's like
I feel like that's the correct answer. Yeah, there you go. That's the correct answer.
I know it's not high. It's less than 10 for sure. But I just feel that I don't know. Like I don't want to open that door for strangers, and I definitely do not. I think that I was talking to Alex about this. I don't really think you should share that information even with your partner.
I don't see the big deal. More than 1, less than 10. That's just as much as we're going to get from Natty. You know what? Actually, the thing I want to get to before we do more questions is okay. So we were talking about Sneeko earlier. So you might know what I'm talking about. The cucking story. Do you know the cucking?
Yeah, I know the cucking story.
Should I play the video?
Cucking story?
Should I play the video real quick to give them perspective?
I watched. Yeah, play it.
I'm gonna have to set up my computer. Okay, so I'll just explain it because it'll take time to find. So this guy Sneeko, very popular YouTuber. Was before he got excommunicated. Super viral dude. Interesting character. I have very mixed feelings about him. And he went to a swinger party with his girlfriend, and he had some random dude fuck his girlfriend in front of him. Now, he's not a cuck because not at least not his fetish, because the way he described the story is that he found it so painful, and it was like it said it hurt him, and it was the most traumatic thing he's ever experienced.
Wait! Did he say yes to it?
Or it kind of just happened.
Were they in an open relationship? Like, what's the circumstances?
I think they were in a regular relationship. I think he was allowed to fuck other girls, and he felt like, well, in the interest of fairness, I should let her fuck other guys, which bad idea in my opinion. But anyway, so he goes to the swinger party, and he's having sex with this girl, with his girlfriend. And this random dude just kind of like slithers out of nowhere, and 5 minutes later, he's like fucking Sneeko's girlfriend. And Sneeko described it as like a very traumatic experience, right? So if someone's describing it as a traumatic experience, it means it's not like a fetish thing. It doesn't turn them on. But then the really weird thing, at the end of the interview, he said, yeah, it was a really traumatic experience, but I recommend it for every guy. I think it makes your relationship stronger. And I was like, this is the biggest pile of horseshit I have ever heard come out of anyone's mouth. But I want to hear what your thoughts are on that, because I truly believe that if you get into like a relationship and like your girlfriend's getting banged by their dudes, like your relationship is not going to last.
It sounds like, you know, when I don't know if you've ever taken psychedelics, but when you have like a really bad trip and you're like, okay, that was really traumatic, but I'm glad it happened. Maybe it was like that. Maybe he had a fucking psychedelic experience from watching his girl get banged.
I don't think you need to torture yourself to be able to appreciate the things that are nice in life. I think you can have an appreciation without immense amounts of suffering.
Yeah, it just sounds like that was a boundary from. I guess maybe you could say like, so do I have an opinion on whether it was good for him or not, or if he's just sort of like rationalizing? I don't know, man.
Do you have
like,
an opinion on whether this is actually good dating advice? Because my contention is this is the worst dating advice.
Oh no, this is bad. No, if you take a step back and listen to what's actually been said, and remember that I'm just hearing it from you. I don't know what he's fucking said. That sounds like he's saying, hey, I advocate for all of you doing something traumatic because for me it was good. It's like, okay, then every woman should go out and get raped because for one woman that helped her. It's like, generally speaking, that's probably not going to be good advice for the vast majority of people. It could go sideways very easily. So I would never advocate for doing something that you yourself said was traumatic just because it worked out for you. I wouldn't be telling everyone else to be doing that, no. Like, I'm glad that it worked out for him, but yeah.
The larger point that I'm making is I think that you can totally have a really solid relationship where the guy's hooking up with other girls, but I don't think you can have a solid relationship with a girl's hooking up with other guys. I think there's just no way to do it because I think it's a matter of time before the girl catches feels for I think two reasons. One is because I think you're just playing with fire, haha, pun intended, and like that girl could catch feels for any one of those guys. It's pretty tough for the vast majority of girls to have sex without feelings, as much as only a very small select of girls are capable of doing it. Where do you keep going?
She's calling fucking. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on that, man. Like, I don't agree or disagree because it's not really something I've like massively thought about. So, yeah, answer, but I don't really have an opinion.
But yeah, so I think that, and I think the second reason is the girl will lose respect for you, and I think when the respect is gone, the attraction goes pretty soon.
I disagree with you, babes.
You're not allowed to disagree. You can't have your own opinions. Why do you disagree?
I don't necessarily think that it always leads to the woman catching feelings. Of course, if you are in a two-way open relationship, you definitely need, even in a one-way open relationship, you need to have that conversation as to what works for me, what doesn't really work for me. I think that Alex and I really had that very open conversation as to what each of us wanted, right? I was like, I don't have the desire to sleep with other guys. I don't really want to, but I also don't want you to have booty calls or side chicks who you're going to see constantly. That doesn't work for me. But like, I think that it depends on the people. If you are a very promiscuous couple, let's say, like, and the girl, it's promiscuous herself, and she can just have sex with random guys without having that constant booty call, she can definitely do that, and she can definitely still do not catch feelings for the other guys. Because I think that women can definitely separate between the two.
I think most women can't. I think I think some women can, but it's a small percentage of women.
I think it depends. If she's highly promiscuous, I think she can.
But it's only a small percentage of girls that are highly promiscuous. Like, that's not.
It sounds like you both somewhat agree. You're just, Alex is saying like most girls can't do that, and maybe you're saying no, I think most girls can. So it sounds like more you're disagreeing about the percentage rather than not like any girls could do it.
I think it just depends on the person. I don't think it's just like to say that most girls cannot. I don't think that's a fair statement.
But I think like a lot of this. Sorry, I cut you off. You finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think a lot of this advice, and Alex, I noticed when you ask a question, you're sort of asking, like, do you think this is good general dating advice? And so, like, Alex usually asks questions from that point of view. Like, do you think telling the vast majority of women to do this or the vast majority of men to do this without any caveats, is that good advice? And then I'd say, like, yeah, I think that's probably, I agree with Alex there. But then I agree with you that if you specifically, like, if it's a particular woman and she knows what she's doing and she talks and he talks, yeah, I think you can make it work. Sure. But I think Alex is saying the vast majority of people probably won't talk and won't know what they want.
that's the problem, and I think that's a lot of people who want to be in non-exclusive relationships not having that conversation. It's
Yeah.
highly counterproductive.
But
Yeah.
I think also if you look, have any of you guys read Richard Branson's autobiography or?
No.
Well, in his book, he talks about before he was like Richard Branson, when he was kind of coming up, him and his wife had a threesome with one of their friends. What wound up happening? Well, the wife wound up leaving him for that friend. So there's like stories like that for days. Whereas I think it's less likely to happen the other way. It could happen, but I think it's less likely to happen the other way, where like you have a threesome with another girl and the guy leaves for the girl. Although that can happen too. I just think it's less common.
And I think it's just like a lot of conversations, and I think the problem is that couples don't really talk about it. I think that
Yeah.
a lot of people who find themselves in one way of a relationship, the girl didn't really want to be in it in the first place.
Yeah, like it just kind of, she just gets talked into it, and she puts up
Yeah,
with it.
or she just wants to be with a guy so badly that that she was just like, okay, I'm sacrificing this part, but I really don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think also I think another factor is, as far as I know, Sneeko, this was like a year ago, and he's not with that girl anymore. So that relationship didn't last either. Although there could be confounding factors there, like the fact that it's fucking Sneeko. Okay, here's an interesting question. Alex, can you ask the girls how dating apps work for them when they want to get laid? Do they use Tinder to hook up, and how do they use it to get hook up? Do they run game or literally hit up every block?
Every human on the planet. What's the end of the fucking sentence?
I think that's the end, what you just said.
Okay.
This guy's leaving us hanging. What a cock tease.
The game, or literally hit up every guy, or
Yeah.
every
guy. Yeah, I think that's the question.
What did I do when I was single to run? I used Bumble. I didn't use Tinder. I used Bumble. I would go on a first date with the guy, and I will see, like, from there I would be like, okay, he's boyfriend material, and he's friends with benefits material. That's how I would go on about it.
Wait, I thought you were a virgin when you came to me. What the fuck?
I was a person.
I feel so deceived.
Yeah, she didn't say she slept with them. She just said she went on dates with them.
Maddie's beautiful. Anyone would melt looking into her eyes. That kind of counterbalances some of the troll comments. Oh, yeah. The chat is having a field day with this. Whoops, Natty exposed to Alex only gets 40, 50 likes a month, even with his catfish pics. There we go.
No, I really didn't know. That's what I thought.
Do you think that there are certain hobbies that attract women towards you?
Yeah.
What do you think some of those are?
I feel like the women should be answering that, right?
Hobbies. But that's more just things that I'm into, and you don't do any of those hobbies. Like it's not like a deal breaker. Like
Yeah, but like there'll be general hobbies that are attractive. Like if you're a rock climber as a
yeah,
dude.
like I like rock climbing. So like if someone was a rock climber, I'm like hell yeah. Like hiking, you don't like hiking. If you're into like yoga or spirituality, that's my vibe. Now that I've started jujitsu, I'd be into that too. I think as long as you're passionate about what you do and you can kind of talk about that and make it interesting to somebody who maybe doesn't do that, I find that incredibly attractive. And obviously, yes, typically more masculine. But even then, like I'm not like a huge fan of like cars or what are other male things like foot. I don't know. We have lots of different types of like football and things like that. Like that's not necessarily. I think as long as you're passionate, that's
But I think
attractive.
some hobbies are intrinsically way more attractive than others. Like
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, I don't care how passionate you are about it, you're gonna have a hard time like convincing a girl that Dungeons and Dragons is really badass versus something like rock climbing is a lot easier to sell the girl on. I would say like I think hobbies where the ratio is in your favor, like yoga or like CrossFit could be another one potentially. Like
Pilates.
Yeah,
Right now, Pilates is huge.
yeah, Pilates, orange tea,
Photography is a good one.
Photography, yeah.
I like. I'm a huge reader, so people who join book clubs.
I mean, the ratio would be in your favor if you're a guy. Yeah.
Were you at a book club?
Yeah, we have like in my book club, it's 2 guys, one is gay and the other one is straight. Yeah.
No, okay. If you want ratios, you go to like a cooking class or something.
How many girls are in the book club?
3,
Okay.
including me.
So it's
It's a small book.
a small book club,
It's a
yeah.
small book club.
Okay.
Or if you're like into politics.
Why did you say that as a sexy hobby?
That's probably one of the biggest
I find that
turn-offs.
I met a guy who I was kind of like dating through like political organizations.
But you're a dirty dem, so you're gonna meet other dirty dems.
You're a rapist Republican.
Just for the chat, I'm not actually a Republican.
He is a Republican.
I'm an independent voter.
He is not an independent.
I like to play the field.
He
I
is
don't.
a Republican.
I
We
don't
don't
commit.
vote.
I don't commit to either party. Okay. Look at the dog in the background. Lol. Yeah, Rhaegar is.
Well, we can't. Alex's ear is blocking it. There you go. Bring the dog on the podcast.
I have many times. Wait, so girls are serious when they say one night stands or a day before hookup? Yeah, I think so. Like,
Yeah, I always do. I've only had 2 one-night stands.
oh wait, okay, wait. He rephrased it. So they don't do. So wait, so girls are serious when they say they don't do one night stands or a day before hookup? Well, no. Like if a girl says she has to do one night stand, 50% of the time it's nonsense.
Yeah. Here's the way you phrase it. Here's the way you phrase it. Here's the thing that'll make sense to you. Whatever a girl puts in her bio, yes, some girls are very firm about that, but mostly when they're putting something in their bio, they're saying, this is what I ideally want, but if I was to meet someone who has some other things going for him, maybe he can change my mind, and maybe I will, like, break this rule, so to speak. So it's more like this is the best case scenario. This is the main thing I'm looking for, but some of those girls will be open to other things. Guys do the same thing. You put in your bio what you want, but you might be open to something else if you met a girl who convinced you. So yeah, don't listen so much to what it says in the bio. That's more like a guideline of what she would ideally want.
Yeah, we're both a testament to...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, Andy and I are both a testament to, like, as people that said we don't want a relationship and are now almost 5 years into a relationship. Like, things happen. And I think it's very common for most people to be flexible on what they want as circumstances change.
Yeah.
I literally don't even bother reading a girl's bio. I think it's like almost entirely irrelevant.
I somewhat agree with that. Yeah.
What a girl tells you over text is definitely irrelevant. So if a girl says over text, hey, by the way, I'm not looking for a one night stand, she could still be bluffing, but like the odds are higher. But I think so. I focus on what she says, but I don't focus on what she writes in the bio. I'm literally, go ahead.
Sorry, I jumped in, man. You finish your sentence.
No, I was gonna say I've just had so many girls who had no one night stands in the bio, and then like even some of the girls they would laugh about it. They'd be like, "Hee, how did you know I was DTF? I said no one night stands in the bio." I'd be like, "Come on, like
you put it in the bio because it's like that's your like resume. That's what you're showing to the public, and your friends and family might see it. So you put no one night stands, so no one judges you. And then if you meet a fucking really hot guy or a cool guy or an interesting guy, yeah, sure, I'll have a one night stand. Just don't tell my family. Just don't tell my friends.
Wait, Andy, you have a one night stand with a guy if he doesn't tell your friends?
If he like promised that he wasn't gonna tell my friends.
Okay. Got it.
So I do want to ask a question. While I was coming here, I saw that Andy, you don't mind if your girlfriend dates other girls without you being there.
I knew you were going to touch on that.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you wouldn't mind if she has another parallel relationship with a girl?
Sure, but I don't think it's going to come to that because like 4.5 years into the relationship, we're not really. It's like we've been together through so much insane shit and we've built so much together that I don't think I'd ever feel threatened. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And I think I've gone to that place too. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, do you want to do it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, and I think I've gotten to that place too with Andy that I don't think that, like, because of everything that we've gone through, I don't necessarily see you just leaving me for some other girl. And ultimately, I don't think I could be romantically attracted to another girl. I think for whatever reason, I'm mostly straight, but I'm also attracted to girls. And so I think I will always, to a degree, see a girl as a friend rather than a romantic partner.
She puts them in the friend zone while she has sex with them.
Do you want to talk about some of the crazy shit you've been through? I mean, you don't have to go too personal, but if there's anything that you feel like would be okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Relationship wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like lots of jealousy and insecurity at the start, like us figuring out our boundaries, because she didn't know what her boundaries were, because she was 18 when I met her, And a big part of our relationship was figuring out the boundaries. Like, what is she happy with? You know, what is she comfortable with?
Yeah, we tried like a throuple type situation, like where we were all kind of dating each other versus like a couple and then us seeing girls. It was like, no, we're kind of all on equal standing. That was one of the first things that we tried, and that didn't really end up working out. And obviously, Andy, we stopped seeing the other girl because I think it felt like I was competing with this other girl, and it felt like I was in direct competition, and at the end of the day one of us was going to win, and I definitely had that mentality, and so there was a lot of working through that.
Yeah, for sure. And then just a bunch of other stuff that you go through in a relationship, like you overcoming your bulimia. That was like a big fucking struggle for you. Overcoming bouts of depression. I was suicidal at one point in 2020 or 2021 with all the lockdowns and shit, because they were pretty bad in Australia. Lockdowns were pretty bad. Like, bro, we weren't allowed to go outside for like an hour. Like, literally you couldn't go outside. Yeah. So just like the general shit that you go through in a relationship for enough time, that you've gone through enough stuff that we're both at a point now where it's like, I don't think either of us would want to be in a relationship with anyone else. But if it did happen, I'd be like, yeah, I wish the best for you. Like, if you want to go off and be with, I'm not going to fucking stop you. Like, how could I stop you? And so if you really wanted to be with someone,
totally different in that sense. I would lock Natty in my basement and throw away the key.
I would try to. I would lie about the things. I know he was like, I'll say you're disgusting. I'll make up shit about you.
Whereas,
you
will never do better.
Whereas I'm like, well, you know, like I want the best for you. As long as you're happy and as long as you do it in a fair way where you're open to me about it, okay, like we can. And he's like, never.
Never. You are mine.
Yeah, but you know, he's just saying that, you know, like in the moment.
He means it. He means it. He's not just saying that. He means it.
Well, I'll let the chat. I'll keep it a mystery whether I mean it or not. Let me ask you this question, kind of personal question, but have you guys ever like yelled at each other, like when you fight?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It doesn't happen much anymore, but for the first couple of years, for sure. Yeah. We both spent a hell of a lot of time like learning to not do that though, because my first two relationships were pretty fucking abusive, and so I didn't want to go back to that. So it was something that we fixed like pretty early on,
Because we've never even like raised our voices at the other person, No. We like our idea of fighting is having a 3-hour phone conversation, like.
Yeah, bro, I don't believe that in a relationship you need to fight. Like, I think ideally you want to get to a point where you don't fight, and that doesn't mean you don't have disagreements. It doesn't mean you're not mad at each other, but like, I don't know why you need to have a fight.
You have discussions, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do. We have discussions. We've never really had like a huge fight. But we have. Yeah,
we've never. But I've never, with any of my girlfriends, I've never like once raised my voice at or had a girl raise their voice at me. Which is why when I hear stories like, you know, with like, I don't know if you guys got this news in Australia, but there was like this OnlyFans model who killed her boyfriend, and like I think recently. But like when those stories come out and you hear like throwing things, yelling, like, you know, like I've never even experienced that in my life.
Yeah, but it's because I think in your mind, you as a person, from what I know of you, like, don't like. I feel like you value your independence so much that you would never like deteriorate yourself for someone else, that you'd never let yourself get to that point where you don't like who you are because you're like, oh, but like, I love her, or I'm emotional, so therefore, like, I'm going to let myself turn into this, like, angry, rageful, like, emotional. I feel like you value your independence too much. Like, you'd be like, no, I know who I am. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate assessment. Here's another question. Do girls like bad boys or try to wear leather jackets and get buff?
Definitely get buff.
I think girls like a component of, when you say bad boys, I think that what makes bad boys attractive is that they have that I'm not going to put up with your shit attitude.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more attractive than a man who just doesn't put up with anybody's shit, because people are always looking for people who love themselves, right? So that's the appeal of a bad boy.
And you know why that's attractive to you? Because you can trust him. You can trust that if something goes wrong, he can handle himself. Like, he can look after you. He can look after himself. Yeah.
Exactly. So
I think tattoos are good. I mean, I wouldn't just get a tattoo just for the girls. I think, you know, it's kind of like a big decision, but I've always liked tattoos, and the fact that girls like them is just an added bonus.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You're with me. So it worked. Also, I think that getting buff is always good, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think most feminine women are attracted to masculine men as a general rule.
Yeah, so it's not so much be a bad boy, it's like be a confident dude. So I would start with read this book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. Read that first, and then a
Robert
second
Glover,
book.
he's coming on my podcast next week.
Wait, no fucking way. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Bro, I'm tuning into that. That's fucking amazing, man. Holy
Dude,
shit, dude.
I'd be happy to introduce you afterwards. You can do a
Yes,
podcast
please,
with you.
dude.
You recommend
yes,
that book
please.
to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. He was actually supposed to come on last week, but I had to reschedule because I had a conflict. But yeah, it should be an interesting discussion. There's going to be like 20 live viewers because whenever I do anything that's like substantive and like intellectual, no one tunes in. Whenever I do like a roast or drama shit, there's like 5 million people watching. So,
Yeah, I know.
you
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch it, but I'm gonna enjoy the discussion myself. He seems like an
Yeah,
interesting
man.
guy.
Holy shit.
I've never read his book, but I know the premise.
Dude, the book is like life changing. It's all the shit you would already know, but for like this guy asking this question, read that book. Read No More Mr. Nice Guy. Holy shit. Because it shows you that you don't need to be a bad guy, like a bad boy. You're just trying to be a confident dude, like not a doormat, not let people walk all over you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you can be a kind person without being a nice guy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. I always say don't be a nice guy, be a decent guy.
Yeah, that's another way of phrasing basically the same thing. Yeah. Can you let the girls explain though what their point of view on guys who can get them to fuck them on the first date? What are the requirements? So, what are the things you look for guys that you will fuck on the first dates?
I think it's mostly in my case has been like the chemistry with the guy, he making it sexual. Not really seeing myself dating this guy, because if I see myself dating this guy and if he checks all my boxes, I'm not gonna fuck him on the first date.
Yeah, it's almost like you put them in two different, like, it's like you want two different things from two different types of guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think if a guy is giving off like a sexual energy and there's obviously that like mutual attraction there, that's going to be what's appealing. It's actually interesting because I obviously haven't been like in the dating market where I'm looking for men for years and years. And sometimes I'll talk to friends who are looking to like, generally speaking, find a relationship. And I think about how I would do things differently. And yeah, obviously, if you are looking to get into a relationship with someone, if I could do everything again, I would absolutely not meet someone the way that I met Andy if I'm looking for a relationship. Like, that would be the worst advice to give anybody ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking for it just to be casual sex, I would probably be looking for somebody that's going, and I mean, especially with what we do, like someone that's going to be a bit kinkier, that's going to be able to offer something that's exciting or a little bit more than just like plain vanilla sex.
Yeah.
Don't be too much of the like guy who like meets all the boxes. Make it sexual.
I think,
I
you're just saying...
I didn't meet all the boxes. What the fuck? What boxes did I not meet?
You just came off as a fuckboy, so I was like, I don't want to really date a fuckboy. Here I am.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, yeah, exactly. I did the same. So yeah, it worked for both of us. Hey, Alex.
Well, I'm a firm believer in the fact that you should always start off as the fuck boy because it's very easy
agree.
to go from casual to serious.
Yep.
You cannot go from serious to casual. So
I agree.
If you can only go in this direction, then why would you not start off here?
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you too. So be kind of like give the fuckboy vibes.
What
Yeah,
do
and you don't have to be a complete dickhead. Like, I think let's make that obvious. We already talked about that. Like, you don't have to be an asshole. You can be a fuckboy, but be like a decent dude.
Yeah.
What do you think, Natty? What do you think about me? Like, made me give off the fuckboy vibe in your opinion when we first met?
You were super sexual.
Was I?
You asked me like you were like, oh, I think you like this in bed, and you made things very, very.
Hi, my name is Alex. How tight is your pussy?
No, he made it, and he was very unapologetic about checking me out. Whereas most guys are not that apologetic about checking you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I lured you into coming back to my place.
Yeah, that was not my smartest move. I was like, shit.
Yeah, it worked out.
It did work out in the end, yes.
Yeah.
What is Andy's PUA dating instructor? Has he done any dating programs?
So the person I learned the most... I learned from a lot of people. Good Looking Loser is one, but his website is down right now. Caleb Jones, he used to be called Black Dragon. Little bits and pieces from Mark Manson. Yeah, and they're just figuring out stuff.
You should do a collab with Caleb. I did one with him.
I have. I had him on.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Have
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. He's a super cool guy. I was
Yeah, I like him.
I was a little apprehensive before I talked to him first, but yeah, I like him. I don't know why. I think just something about the name Black Dragon made me think he was going to be like kind of weird, but he was a super grounded.
No, he's like fucking chill, man. And he's like our dad. He's like old enough to be our dad, and he's like, he gives like dad vibes when you talk to him.
Yeah, no, I mean he should be way more popular. Like he gives like some good solid advice. And you as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you and Caleb should have like way more whatever like subs or views or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
We'll get there.
That's the unfortunate thing about like YouTube and these platforms is that like giving out practical value is not what gets you.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, no one like most people don't give a shit about it.
Bro, if I just do like a rant or something drama, it's like it'll get like 4 times the views of anything else.
Yeah, you gotta start debating like TikTok social justice warriors.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. Would you ever be open to go to a sex club with your partner?
We've talked about it.
I would like to. Not to, obviously, I wouldn't be interested in sleeping with other guys because I know that's a deal breaker for you. But I would like to do it for the experience.
Yeah, like I think we'd have people watch us. I think honestly, I'm just nervous at this point, but I think it's something that we'll definitely do because I have a lot of friends that have done it. Have you guys done it?
Or want to?
He doesn't really want to.
I don't want to.
I want to try it. I want to see like how it works.
Let me explain.
Well, would you guys go to just like watch? Like you don't have to do anything. You just watch.
That's what I would like to do. Just there, like.
Well, no, I think if we did go, it would be to have sex with other girls. But let me explain to you how it works at a sex club. There's going to be a bunch of dudes with their dicks out who are going to come up to us and be like, "Hey, your girlfriend's hot. Can I touch her tits?" And then I'm going to have to deal with that for fucking 2 hours. And by then, I'm going to get super fucking flustered and be like, "Get the fuck out of here, everybody! No one touching my girlfriend's titties." So yeah, I've been to them twice. It's way back when, not the kind of experience that I would enjoy.
What if Natty wears like a trench coat or something?
I feel like that's worse. It's like gonna be like a flashing
situation. You have no idea how bad the ratio is at most of these sex clubs. Like it's like fucking like that's not gonna prevent them. She could wear a fucking like blackface mask or whatever. Like that's not gonna. Like as a dude, she can go as Barack Obama or she can go as like Donald Trump. There will still be dudes trying to smash. Like yeah.
I'm gonna quickly go pee while you do the next question.
Oh no, being left alone.
All right, let's start grilling her. So,
I'll answer most questions.
What do you see yourself in 5 years? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see what questions we got in the chat. What has to happen on a date that you want to see a man again? So I think this is a question for the girls.
I think if it was some... Oh, sorry, you go. I'm like, keep a tally of how many times I interrupt. I think like something that I would be after if I was looking for someone I'm looking at dating. Obviously, you need to click. Like, I feel like you just want conversation to flow and you have a good energy. Obviously, there's got to be some sexual attraction there. But I think the biggest thing for me is like a similar philosophies or similar goals. Like, essentially, if I'm screening for like a long-term match, I would want to be looking to see that I'm with somebody that's ambitious, that has something like things going for them. They've got hobbies, they've got friends. They're just, I guess, things that make an attractive man. So the basic like get your life together sort of things.
I would say the chemistry. If it's someone who, let's say, the chemistry, the attraction. If it's a guy I slept with, let's say like a one-night stand, and I want to see him again, definitely. I mean, on the first night, the sex is never wow. But if it was like nice enough, I would be like, okay, let me see if I can give him another chance as a friends with benefits.
Shots fired. For the guys, how often do you see a cold approach? Catcall doesn't count for women. How often do you get cold approach? That's it. I thought about that. Sometimes I can't tell because I don't know if they know each other. They were like friends.
Yeah.
They recognize each other. So like I'm not like typically hanging out and like eavesdropping for hours. That's more of Natty's job. So I don't know. But I would say in Miami, where I live, which I feel like is probably one of the more aggressive cities from every girl I've talked to, I see it on a daily basis if I'm out and about. Like if I'm at a bar, I'll see like nonstop cold approaches happening. It just depends on where I am too. I think there's a more interesting question though for the girls. Like, how often do you get cold approached?
It depends. For me, like if I'm going at a bar, I'm like at a bar. It's at night. It's often.
A lot.
I'm not gonna lie, it's often. During the day, not that much, to be honest. At the beach,
Yeah,
I cold approach a lot.
I was gonna say during the day, it's almost like
Or beach time?
never, almost never really, because I think it's the sort of places or the situations where I'm spending a lot of time. Like I go to bed early, I'm up early, and that's typically not the sort of space where people are like hitting on you. Whereas I probably go out drinking maybe like once or twice a year, and I went out the other week for Halloween, and yeah, as you said, Natty, like it's if you're going clubbing, that's guaranteed you're going to get hit on many times in the evening. That's kind of just the way it works. But like day to day, like when you're just walking outside, it's pretty rare. It's maybe like, I don't know, like once a month. Just like when you're like doing your grocery shopping or something like that.
And it's never direct. It's never direct.
Now I understand
like...
why Myron says don't let your girl go to the beach. Okay, now it's all starting to make sense. Sorry, keep going, Andy.
I was gonna say it's never direct. Like Natty, you tell me your experience, but it's different in bars. But do you find during the daytime, it's not like they walk up and they're like, "Yo, you're sexy. You know, are you single?" It's usually very indirect. Like, "Hi, you know, can I get directions?" Like,
oh yeah, if it's that way, yeah, yeah. I get guys who are like, "Oh, can I have like direction to this?" Yeah.
There's no in 2022 with Google Maps. There's no reason why anyone. That is like 7 years ago. Okay, maybe he needs directions. Nowadays, no one fucking needs directions. You have your fucking smartphone. Yeah.
No, and there have been situations where, like, it's very clear because you've come up to me during the day and started this conversation, and I know like the intention is there, but they'll be asking me about my life and what I'm up to today, and I feel like a bit of a cunt if I say like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, if they've never said anything directly. So I'll get stuck in these conversations and I'm like, okay, like when is he gonna ask, like when can I politely say like, I'm sorry.
You just gotta blurt out, I have a boyfriend right at the start. He's like, hey, can you tell me directions? I have a boyfriend, and then you run away.
And there was this one time that I was meeting you in the city and you saw somebody.
Yeah, I was stuck
in this conversation, and I was making like panic eye contact with you, being like, "Hey, like when are you gonna jump in?" And you just let me stand there for a good 10
you're
minutes.
A woman. Hey, I was being a good feminist ally, right? You got to fucking stand up for yourself. You don't need a man to save you.
But yeah, it's often very indirect, and you get stuck in these conversations until you can kind of slide in with that.
Story what happened with your friend at the bar where you called me, or do you not want me to tell?
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to tell the story now. Yep.
Pretty funny story. She was like
out. Was so pissed.
I mean, I was annoyed. Yeah, she was out with her friend or whatever, and they were like at a bar that's like really, really close to where I live, like literally just downstairs, right? And I was like trying to I don't know, I had a tough day. I was just trying to relax, and I get text from Natty like, you got to get here ASAP. These guys are like, harassing us. They won't leave us alone. I'm like, oh fuck, like all right, I'm gonna get into a fight. I'll bring Rhaegar, for some backup. I go to this bar, and then it's just her and her friend. There's like no guys. I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, oh, the guys left. I'm like, okay. And then like 2 minutes later, her friend just goes over and sits with the guys who were apparently harassing them. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? You just tricked me into coming out.
I did not trick him. They were getting really a little too intense for me, for my liking. And my friend is super friendly, and sometimes she doesn't really pick the vibes, but they were making me uncomfortable. And Alex got a little upset because he was like, you made me come down here. I was having my quiet night.
There was also a police officer standing right next to you guys. So I was like, you made it sound like you guys were in danger. So I was like, oh fuck.
I did not make it sound like we were in danger.
That's the vibe I had. Let's all get it. This a while ago.
Better safe than sorry, hey?
Yeah. Has anyone approached you with, can I meet you real quick?
No, never.
Yeah.
Meet you real quick. What is that?
What can we go somewhere and hook up?
No, I think it's just exactly what it sounds like. It's like, hey, can I meet you real quick? It's like an opener for like night game.
I mean, I like the directness of it.
All right, let's maybe do a few more questions. I don't know. Is there anything you want to ask us, Andy? I feel like I may
Yeah.
have been questions.
You had a bunch of questions.
I wrote a shitload of questions, man. I got questions for Natty when she gets off her phone.
Sorry.
I'm joking. But are you? Can I ask you questions, or are you on your phone?
Of course, of course.
Okay. Did you guys? Adorable. When at the start, like when you first met Alex, were you in any of his content, or did that take you a while to like work up the courage, so to speak, to be comfortable on camera? Yeah.
It took a while. It took like almost a year. And the time once we got into like the first video I did, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be nice, and I'm gonna, because he had been asking me for a while to do a video, and I was like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's like the trademark Alex experience. It's like I lure you to my apartment, I bang you, and then I try to get you in my videos.
We do the same shit with girls that we date. Yeah, I try and get them on my podcast as well. Yeah. Were you worried about like the audience, Natty? Like worried that people would be mean? Like what were you nervous about? Like,
to be honest, it was more because at the time we were just booty calls, right? So I just didn't wanna put myself out there for just like a booty call who I was really not. The attachment was really not there. So it was more that, and the fact that I was still single. So I was like, okay, I don't want any of like any prospect guy or future guy I may date to see a video of me with another guy.
were you guys talking? Like, were you talking very sexually? Like, what particularly were you? What was happening in the content?
No, it was just like the first
I think it was
video
a
we
standard
made.
one,
It was
yeah.
like
I don't remember.
like how to deal with, how to flirt with different guys.
No, how to flirt with different girls. Yeah, I'm not
yes.
making content of
Are
flirting.
you doing? Yeah, are you going to do a content on like flirting with guys or?
Oh, that could be a good one.
Well, like my channel is 95% dudes, so I don't
never
think that
know.
will like.
Bro, that's homophobic. Dudes can bang other dudes. It's 2020.
It's true.
Yeah, I just don't think that's really what my audience is trying to get at. But you know, if they are, that's their thing. But no, it's not gonna be on my channel.
So yeah, like for me, I was a little hesitant because I was like, and I knew he was single, and we were both single. So it's like, oh, it's gonna look bad for like in my case. And I also worried about my job. People like I work with seeing me there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty common. I think that's a pretty common thing. Like, I have a lot of my coaching clients that will come on and like I'll interview them afterwards and talk about their life and their journey and everything. And like so many of them are worried about like my job and what if someone sees me and stuff like that. How did you get over that fear?
Because like we did that video and we were like, okay, let's just do that one video. It did kind of okay, I think it did above average. And then we started to, it was around the time we started to transition more into like friends. We started to be, at the time we were just booty calls, but it was during the time we started to become like kind of friends with benefits. So
I think you have to explain to the audience what differences between booty calls and friends with benefits, because I think you're the only one that has that distinction. I think for
I have that distinction. Yeah, there's a distinction there, bro.
Like there's a distinction between just a booty call, someone you just fuck, you don't really care about them.
Yeah.
You're just like whatever. And a friends with benefits. Okay, I see. Like I like this person as a human being. We're very good friends who have sex.
Yeah.
I love how the whole chat is literally just straight up focused on discussing Natty's looks. Like there's such a heated discussion. Like the words that are coming out of our mouth are irrelevant. It's just like, oh, I think she's a 7. No, bro, I think she's a 5. Well, she has a good personality. Yeah, I can tell she likes Alex, but you know.
Do you guys? So I'm in the middle of a huge controversy right now with this guy who started to make PowerPoint presentations about my looks, and he made a video about my looks. He's obsessed
because he's a loser.
Because he's obsessed with the fact that I accidentally mentioned that he was married. So he's obsessed with me about.
He would have done that video whether you said that or not.
But so
wait, is this the? Sorry, I was gonna say, is this the guy that crashed the chat the last time I was here?
No,
totally different dudes.
Okay.
But let's not get into that whole controversy. I'm trying to avoid the lawsuit right now, Dave. Yeah, trying to.
So that has like made a lot of people like hate me even more.
No, I think
Yeah, I
most
know. I
people-
was there for the
most
chat.
I think most people like you. Yeah, Natty has a 10 out of 10 personality, but so does Alex. Haha, they're both great for each other. Oh, how
Aw.
cute.
This guy's trying to bang you two, and you're too dumb to notice it. I respect that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. What are some of the other questions you have?
Do you want to talk? Okay, no. Here's my question: have you ever been recognized in public? Either of you two?
Alex has
Yeah, all the time.
all
yeah.
the time.
Oh well, I feel insecure now. It's only happened once to me,
And it was weird. They like,
and it was fucking awkward. Yeah, he
you,
just like
like,
yelled at me
yelled.
and then walked off before I could talk to him. And I was like, all right, well, fucking, that was awkward.
Oh, for me, I've never actually had a negative experience with like on the internet. It's like, some love, some hate, but in real life, it's always been love. It's always been like some of the guys are a little socially awkward, but they were all like respectful.
Yeah.
But I think also I live in a big city. You don't, so I think that's like another difference.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are pretty fucking chill and nice in person, dude. Compared to what you see on the internet, it's so easy to write a negative comment or something. But then when you're in person, in front of the person, it's like, I'm not
Everyone's
going to be
pretty
a dick
lovely.
to you because you might beat me up.
Right. Yeah. The internet has kind of removed civility from conversations. Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah.
This was actually a question that I had for you, Alex. If you weren't doing this, like what you're doing now, is there something else that you're passionate about that you'd see yourself like doing with your life?
Tough question. So before I got into this, I was working in the solar industry. I was working in sales. I enjoyed that, but I've come to this realization that I'm not cut out to work for other people. And I had like the coolest manager boss ever, like best boss ever. But even with that, I'm not cut out for corporate culture. I'm not cut out to be working for other people. Whatever I do, I need to be in charge of the business. I just think that's like my personality. So, yeah, like I think it would have to be something where I own the business. Yeah, I could foresee myself working in another industry, just having a business, developing an app or something like that. Yeah, it could be, but I don't know what it specifically would be. But I think it would be something where I have my own business. It's just I became very disillusioned with the corporate world, like when I was around my late 20s. Just so many issues. People make poor decisions. No one takes accountability. At the end of the day, it's the frontline employees that get fucked. Yeah, like I just could not work in corporate America.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're building someone else's dream. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're building anything. It feels like you're just going to work.
Yeah, you're just showing up.
Yeah.
And that
Kind
can be a
of
bit
soul-
disheartening.
Soul crushing, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm such a better boss than like every other boss. Like, there's a few people who work for Playing with Fire. I'm like compassionate, understanding. Like I don't yell at them, I don't pressure them. I try to help them reach their goals. I operate in a profit sharing model, so they get a percentage of the profit rather than salary. So I think I'm like so much. Again, this could be me just being delusional, but I think I'm such a better boss. The only thing that might make me actually not so good is I feel like I'm actually too nice to the people who work with me, So sometimes I'll like just let them off the hook because I just like them, I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I think, I just think that, I don't know, like most managers, people in like positions of power just fucking suck balls.
Yeah, but I feel like that's because it's not their business, you know what I mean, bro? It's because they don't really want to be there. It's like middle management that's the problem. They don't want to be there either.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Why did you delete the last stream with Andy? Because we were brigaded with trolls. We were assaulted with trolls, and the whole stream.
It was my fault. I took my dick out on stream, and that like gets you demonetized. So Alex said I have to take that off. So I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I was more well behaved this time. So
yeah, it's just the problem is that if the dick is under 5 inches.
There's like there's the AI that can measure it, and it was it was like way under. So next time I'll sort myself out. Sorry about that again.
No, but you guys know, like I will take down live streams that I feel like where the quality was poor. That's nothing to do with Andy at all. It's just because of the trolls, that the quality was poor, and I don't want to have poor quality streams up. Like I want to have videos that that I feel like the quality was high. So if I feel like for whatever reason, the quality was low, I will take it down.
Yeah, I feel like we got cut off when we were about to start like actually talking. Like when we got brigaded and shit, it was kind of just like it was done at that point.
Also, I think the dynamic wasn't like ideal. Like Enrique's a great guy, but I don't know. I feel like, and also I brought on Hormaxer, which was a mistake on my part. I feel like Enrique and Hormaxer didn't really like vibe. You kind of pointed that out. So they're
I
both
feel like
great.
they didn't like each other, bro.
Yeah, they're both great
Yeah.
guys, but well, Hormaxer, that's debatable potentially, but I think he's a good person. But yeah, it's just like sometimes you just have a weird dynamic that like
Yeah.
doesn't work. That kind of is what it is.
Yeah, and I think people forget that you're doing these as live streams, and like if you were just recording these off the books, people would never know that you took it down because you would just be recording it
Well,
off camera, and then you'd go, "Oh, that was shit." Like I can edit it and make it better, or we can just redo it.
Yeah, that's what makes it hard with live streams.
2017. Just quickly answering that question. What are some of the other questions you had, Andy?
Do you guys want to talk about BDSM? So I had a question about you, Alex. It seems like almost every time I talk to you, you're like flirting with the idea of BDSM and like getting like way more into that. Is that something that you guys are like wanting to try together? Like, where are you guys at with that?
Well, how much do you want to reveal, babe?
Oh God.
Natty gives me shit for talking about her sex life sometimes on air.
I do.
You don't have to talk about it. You just talk about like the filthiest, kinkiest parts of your soul. That's all. Yeah.
I'll answer it like this, like, and Natty can tell me how far she wants to go. But I don't think I've like gotten more deep into the BDSM community. I'm just like toe in, toe out for like the last 5 years, where like I'm intrigued by some of the principles, but I think the BDSM community, from what I've seen, is just a bunch of nerds who discovered they have sex parts, and so it's like it like prevents me from like actually like going like all the way in that community. So I'm just kind of like toe in, toe out.
Yeah, but you don't have to go in the community. You just do BDSM shit. Like we're not in the community. Like,
No,
I
it's the
agree
last
with
thing
what you're
that you
saying.
would say
Yeah.
is that we're in the community.
Yeah, you just try a bunch of shit at home.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, let's address this. So what, Alex? I thought you were for free speech. The troll spoke and you censored them. Yes, if there's someone who's coming in to, there's a big difference between you expressing your opinion that you think I suck for whatever reason, which I allow. I don't take down any of those comments. And someone who's spamming, copying and pasting the same thing over and over again, where the whole chat is just fucking destroyed. Those two are not the same thing, right? So yeah, the only rule I have is like no fucking spamming. Like that's literally the only rule. You can say whatever the fuck else you want. Look at all the negative.
It wasn't even free speech. Like,
Yeah.
free speech implies that you would have your own individual thought that's in your brain that you are saying. But there was like several hundred or thousand people copying the same thing. So, I mean, I guess one person had that idea, but then you're all just copying it. That's not really
That's
not really free speech.
Just
Yeah.
spamming, yeah.
You're just
Like,
making noise. You're like birds in trees just making noise. You know, we can't understand what you're saying.
It blows my mind how many people who like absolutely say they hate my content watch 2-hour live streams
Yeah, I
and
know.
like watch every single video that I put out just so they could like bitch about how
like
much
it.
they hate me and how much they complain about. Yeah, it's like it blows my mind because there's a lot of people I don't like, but I just don't watch their content. Like that's my
Yeah,
that's my
but-
solution. Yeah.
But remember that people get, you know how some people will watch like Netflix or they'll, you know, go and play video games. For them, that's almost like a sport. It's like they're getting like a dopamine rush from like hate watching your content. Like it's almost like a hobby. It's a weird hobby, but it's a hobby.
Yeah, it's super bizarre if you ask me, but to each their own. Like you like to.
Well, hey,
complain.
some people like slapping their own balls, you know what I mean? So each to their own.
I like to complain about you, like you. No, also not true. I never complain. That's one thing I don't do on this channel. You will never see me complain. So, again, also factually untrue. I will stop engaging with the trolls. There's quite a few of them today. Do you have any other questions you wanted to ask, Andy?
I feel like okay, I want to know more what you guys are doing with Cold Approaching.
Actually, I was just about to ask
Yeah.
about that. How's that experience been? Because it's something that I'm too nervous. I don't really want to be involved in.
It's been an awful okay, so like when we got there, I went super hyped, right? I got
Yeah.
offered to be on a porn that day. On the elevator, a girl hit on me while they were doing their camera work. So I was super like hyped. I was like, okay, I can do this. It's gonna be easy. I've been like already offered to be on a porn. A really hot chick hit on me. So I was really pumped. I was like, I can do this. It's gonna be easy.
Well, what the fuck? No one's offering me to be in a porno. What the fuck
I
is
know,
this
I know.
sexism shit?
So when we get there, first of all, like the way Alex just threw me into the world, like go.
Nice. I respect it, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Not like he and AG Hayden were just like go. I was like, okay, I'm expecting some like. So I go there and I get a little nervous. I was like, okay, I was offered a drink from Alex. I never got my drink. And I was walking in really, really high heels. And all they did was like every time I complained, Alex was like, you're such a princess.
Well, you are.
And girls were so mean.
They were actually.
Wait, what were they mean? What were they
No,
doing? What
they're
do you mean?
not.
Girls are nice.
Her idea of mean is like.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually straight. I'm so sorry, like, you know.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't want to talk to you. One of them was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, Miami girls are like bitchier than like the vast majority of girls across the world. But believe it or not, girls are way nicer to you than they are to me when they reject me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like, it's not even close.
So
Yeah, because they don't want to
to.
break your heart. But to a guy, they're just like, he's fine, he can take it. Fuck off. Like,
Get the fuck out of here, you creep.
After that, I was like, I'm gonna be nice to every guy who approached me. I'm gonna be super nice.
yeah.
Thank you.
You better not.
I have a boyfriend, but thank you so much.
I'll be like,
Give him like a
boyfriend, you small dick loser.
pity blowjob out of empathy.
No, no.
No pity blowjobs. But yeah, we're gonna actually do a video. We're gonna document the whole experience of a girl. Yeah, of a girl doing pickup, and we're gonna see, because I feel like pickup cold approach requires really strong mental fortitude and determination.
Yes.
Which, no disrespect to any girl, but typically they don't develop naturally unless they work in like sales or something.
Mind you, I work in sales, so I'm
You
used
don't
to,
really. You
like,
don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're not doing
yeah.
door-to-door sales.
Yeah, I don't work. in
You're
that.
doing more and more like marketing, relationship building.
Yeah.
You're not doing like
But you'll see in that video, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be like my true self. You hear a lot of complaining, a lot of like.
Wait, so what are you saying? Okay, what are you saying to them? Like, are you saying like, hey, I'm in a relationship. Do you want to? Like, what are you doing? What are you actually asking
not
for?
not that direct. Just go up and start bullshitting with the girl, talking, and then I come in, I start bullshitting, and I kind of try to move things forward. But yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't go like super direct right off the bat. I think that will.
Are you doing this at bars?
We were doing it on the street because if we're filming
Okay.
at a bar, you can't really film at most bars. Like that. Would
Yeah,
be,
fair.
That'd be kind of tough from that.
So I think we're going to do it tomorrow, right?
Wait, let me just address this. Wait, Alex told no, I didn't tell Natty to do porn.
No.
It was some random dude in the elevator when she was coming up to my place. I live in Miami, like 50%.
And also, stop. That's not cuck. That's called a pimp.
No, he's not pimping me out. It wasn't Alex. It was like when I was on the elevator, these like people were doing a porn. They were like, "You should come to the porn with us." I was like, "No, thank you."
That's a really nice compliment, though. Like Alex said, I've never been asked to come on a porno. You know what I mean?
I started super pumped, and it went downhill really
Yeah,
quick.
you like the validation.
Yeah.
Of course
Everyone
I
likes
love it.
validation.
There we go.
What do you mean? I started really pumped. I was like, I can do this. I can pick up girls. Like, like I've been approached already.
I'm a porn star. I'm almost a porn star today. Like, I
I
can.
got asked to be on a porn. My ass was pumping that day.
The ass was popping that day. I saw that.
And it was like, it went downhill really quick.
Do you remember when we were walking and that random black dude just like fucking ran up, grabbed your ass, and like ran away before I could even notice?
Alex didn't even notice when people are like, "Oh, have your men protect you?" I was like, "Oh, my man didn't even notice."
Well, he was so quick and like fucking, like I don't know. He was like running an operation where he's running around grabbing girls' ass.
He's like an arse ninja. He just Wait, was it in a bar or is this in public during the
this
day?
is like just walking around on the
This is
street.
walking around on the street.
Yeah.
And there was another guy who was like, "Oh, you're super cute." I was like, "I have a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was funny. Well, yeah, cool. I guess let's close out because we got the dinner plans.
We have a dinner, yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
dude.
He's
Thank you.
finally gonna fit me.
Maybe just an appetizer. Like, yeah, like let's not like go crazy. But yeah, thank you both so much for coming on. I think this was a fun discussion.
Sorry I was late, you guys. I'm really,
No,
really
that's all
You
good.
weren't that late.
Don't worry, I will punish her later.
Oh, I'm
Andy,
sure.
do you want to plug your website and channel?
Sure, you guys can find me on YouTube at Kill Your Inner Loser. I've done interviews with Alex in the past, so you can go check that out. Got lots of content that's very similar to Alex's, but slightly better. That's not true. Hey, whoa. Drama, it's on, boy!
Shh, no.
It's actually really, really. I actually follow you. I'm subscribed to your channel.
Oh,
Wait, have you ever commented?
I've never commented, but I'm gonna start.
She's
Just to-
she's a lurker. She just lurks.
Yeah,
But
creepy.
I saw the one where you guys did together about making 50K a month. That was a really
Yeah.
good one.
Thank you.
Wait, what was that one?
One they did together about making 50,000 that month.
Oh, from what? OnlyFans?
Coaching.
Oh, coaching. Okay. Oh. Let me
That'd be
quickly-
pretty good on OnlyFans, Jesus.
that'd be
You
very
can
good.
open
yeah.
any of the sets, Alex. I could. It's usually better for.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose, though? I mean, you could.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more fun if Natty does it.
Well, I feel like it's also more effective if a girl opens.
We'll see.
You gotta
guys
experiment
will
that.
see the raw filming
Yeah.
from my how I do tomorrow.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I want to see
I'm
this.
really interested.
A
Yeah.
lot of complaining on my part.
Yeah, I'll just be.
See a lot
It'll
of me
just
like,
mainly be Natty complaining, like, man, she rejected me.
I would be the same. It's fine.
I need a drink.
I says, these girls are so mean, babe. How do you do this? All right, cool. So yes, thank you both so much for coming on. Appreciate all of y'all joining.
Thank you both.
Even the trolls. So next up, we're going to do a speed dating thing on Sunday, I believe. That should be fun. Yeah, we got a lot of other cool shit ahead. We're going to drop a lot more infield, a lot more cold approach shit. You guys have asked for it, so I'm going to do it. Just waiting on Avery to send me over those files, and we're going to drop it. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Thanks, y'all. And until next time.